it looks a lot like football, but the rules are more like soccer, where the ball is an offsides line, and basically you always have to be behind the ball, and basically there's only two ways to advance the ball. It's either to kick it forward or run it forward, but you'll see all the passes go behind.
Like a lateral.
Yep, like a lateral pass in football.
I guess to break rugby down into its simplest terms, if you have the ball, you have to either physically run over the guy in front of you or run around him. So it's like a football kickoff where you're not allowed to block for each other. So again, run over or around your opposite. And then ideally, I engage a defender. When he's nearly ready to tackle me, I pass to one of my support teammates who's running through the hole that the defender vacated.
I grew up playing football, so you see, well, we train, you play 15 minutes on the field, and rugby you play full 80 minutes of running, and you run between 5 and 7 miles in a game, so you're running the whole time. The only time it stops is if there's a penalty or the ball goes out of bounds.
So rugby is harder than football?
Yeah, actually, I think when you play football for a long time, you think that you're playing a really tough sport, and then rugby seems to one-up it because you don't have the pads, you're running, as I said, you run 5 to 7 miles in a game. Yeah, it's a little more taxing on you.
Because you're not using the pads and the armor that you have in football, you're not using your body as a projectile. So we equate it to rugby as a contact sport where football is a collision sport. You're not willing to throw your body out like a projectile and spear somebody. You have to physically wrap them and tackle them and take them to the ground.
Regular season, I don't understand. Regular season in the fall, playoff in the spring?
Yeah,
a little weird.
Yeah, it is a little weird. In the fall is what's called our matrix. We play, basically, there's 10 teams in our division, and so we play each of those teams, and then the top 2 teams, they'll go to playoffs. The Potomac Rugby Union, which is what we play in. There's the Eastern Pennsylvania Rugby Union, and then there's the Virginia Rugby Union. And so Virginia, Eastern Pennsylvania, and the Potomac all make up the Mid-Atlantic Rugby Football Union.
Now, do you guys go out and hang out together? I
Yeah.
heard there's a camaraderie of this game.
There is. I mean, and actually that's why I stopped playing football, was because when you play American football, you don't see the guys after you play them. But with rugby, you go out afterwards, and so we'll have some beverages with the other team and some food, and hang out for a while, sing some songs, and then go our separate ways.